Diary of an Awesome Friendly Kid. This is part 2 of the chapter, The Time I Found Out Gerg is a Lousy Study Partner. Then Gerg dared me to get him a soda from the vending machine. I didn't know that was the way Truth or Dare worked, but I was just glad Gerg didn't make me answer that question. After I got Gerg his soda, I did a little more studying, but then he started off the notes again. Well, I didn't like that, so I sent back a drawing of my own. And then Gerg drew another picture of me, and I drew another one of him. After a while, we filled up 2 whole pages with drawing. Gerg tried to start a new page of drawing, but I just ignored him. And I guess he didn't like that because he kept trying to get my attention. I decided to move to a new spot that wasn't so close to Gerg. I was glad I could finally get some peace and quiet, but that didn't last long. Bang! If you're wondering what that bang was all about, well, here's what happened. When I got up and moved to another desk, some grown-up took my spot, and I guess Gerg thought it was still me and he tied the guy's shoes together. Then, when the guy stood up, he fell backwards. After that happened, Gerg got out of there as fast as he could. I figured I better get out of there too because I didn't want the guy to think I was the one who tied his shoes together. I followed Gerg into the children's section, where there was an empty table. He put his stuff at one end and I sat down at the other, so I didn't have to be too close to him. Gerg said we should take another study break, but I said I was going to keep working. Then Gerg folded up a piece of paper and tried to throw it in the trash can across the room. He missed, but he kept shooting folded up piece of paper, which made it hard for me to concentrate. Then Gerg finally made a basket and said I couldn't make the same shot as him. But when I told him I really needed to study, he said I was too scared to try. And then he started acting like a chicken. I tried to ignore him, but it wasn't so easy, especially when he got up on the table. Then all of a sudden, Gerg sat down on the table and started to make grunting noises. At first, I thought he might be having a bathroom emergency, but when he got up, there was an egg. Well, I didn't want Gerg to lay another egg, so I balled up a piece of paper and tossed it into the trash can. I wasn't looking to see if it went in, but I guess it did. Gerg said my shot was total luck and there was no way I could make it again, even if I tried 1,000 times. But I decided I wasn't going to try again. Gerg said I couldn't retire, but I said yeah I could. And it was his own fault for giving me that idea anyway. One time I had my birthday party at the bowling alley, and Gerg hit a strike with his first ball. Then he retired and ruined the game for everyone else. When Gerg couldn't get me to unretire, he tried to make a backward shot himself. But he went through a million pieces of notebook paper, and he couldn't even come close. I was just glad he was leaving me alone because I was getting a lot of work done. I finished the practice test, and I was gonna go over the notes from class. But that's when I found out where Gerg was getting all the paper from. My notebook. Well, that made me really mad because Mrs. Beck said we weren't allowed to look at our notes during the test. So I got down on the floor and started picking up all the balled up pieces of paper. I I figured maybe I could smooth the pages out when I got home and then take them back into my notebook. But Gurk just kept shooting, and he finally got one in by bouncing it off my head. Well, that made me really mad, and I started chasing Gurk with that egg he laid. But I guess we were making too much noise, and that got us in trouble with the librarian again. She made me call my parents to come get us, and that was fine with me. I had to stay up 2 more hours, uncrinkling my notes and taping them into my notebook. And I was up another half hour researching stuff on my dad's computer.